everyone, it's Miss Goldman, and we are actually doing our 9th lesson of Eureka Module 6, and this lesson, as I'm saying actually in it, is the last lesson of this module. Kind of crazy, it flew by, all these graphs that we've been doing and charts. So, good for you for sticking with everything. As always, remember, our live lessons are happening at 11 o'clock, so hopefully I will see you there tomorrow. And in case you forgot, today is actually May 19th, which is my birthday. Kind of cool. But anyway, so just as always, if you're printing out lessons, make sure you are printing them out lesson by lesson. And if you are printing them out, to make sure to send me pictures of your work. That way you will receive credit for it. And as always, if I'm going too fast, just press pause because as I've gone over before, it's kind of not that much fun and kind of boring just listening to silence on here. So let's get started. So for this first problem, it said 4 children went apple picking, and the chart shows the number of apples the children picked. Now, if you see, I wrote in Roxanne's because hers was blank, and our first part was to find the number of apples Roxanne picked to complete the chart. So what you can do is do 72 minus 16 minus 12 minus 20, and that'll give us 24. I'll erase that other thing that's in there so it's not as confusing. Or what you can also do is you can add up 16, 12, 20 first, which gives us 48, and do 72 minus 48, which no matter what gets you to 24. So once you've done this part, which we already did, what you're going to do is create a picture graph below using the data of this in the table. So you're going to write in all the kids' names over here. Now this is when yours might look different than mine because you're going to choose what shape you want to do or letter. You might want to continue doing an X. You might want something else, and tell me how many, whatever number you want for the apples. So that's going to be all up to you and what shape you do or letter. And then you're going to build it up just like we've done for some of these other lessons. So take your time to do that. All right, I'm going to move on. If you need more time, just press pause. Over here, you can see I made an X, and I said each X was going to equal 4 apples. Now, I chose 4 because if I look at all these, they are all numbers that are multiples of 4. I know 4 times 4 is 16. 6 times 4 is 24. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. And even actually, if you kept going up, then you could get to 72 as well, but that's not even needed for this. So you can see Stuart had 4, so 4, 8, 12, 16. Roxanne, we just said all these, but it would be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 4, 8, 12 for Trisha, and then finally for Philip, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So I made them as 4 per X. So let's keep going. Now you can see I kept the chart here and the graph, and this is why. Because it tells us for problem 2, we can use the chart or the graph. So I left them both there for you to choose which you want to use. And your graph may look different than mine, and that is totally fine. So for this one, for number 2, it's for A. It says, how many more apples did Stuart and Roxanne pick than Philip and Tricia? So I have my 16 plus 24 equals 40 right here. I'll fix that line. 16 plus 24 equals 40, and then 12 plus 20 equals 32, because that was my Stuart and Roxanne, and then my Tricia and Philip. And then what I did was I subtracted those two numbers. 40 minus 32 equals 8. So I said Stuart and Roxanne picked 8 more apples than Philip and Tricia. And as you can see, I showed my work and I wrote a sentence. So now what you're going to do is B, Tricia and Stuart combine their apples to make apple pies. Each pie takes 7 apples. How many pies can they make? So you're going to need to add up Tricia. I'll do this in another color so you can see it, and I'll highlight. So you're going to want to highlight or add up Tricia and Stuart, and then use some division. All right, and we're going to go over the answer now. So I wrote 16 plus 12 equals 28, and then 28 divided by 7 equals 4. So I wrote Tricia and Stuart can make 4 pies. So there you see my work of everything and my answer. So let's move on. So now for this next one, you can see I started for us. It says, Miss Pacho's science class measured the length of blades of grass from their school field to the nearest quarter inch, or 1/4. The lengths are shown below. So here we have all these lengths. And what we're going to do is make a line plot of this grass, and you're going to tell me your scale. So here I just did as x equals 1 blade of grass. You can do it differently. So build these up like before. You're going to want to cross off what you've done. So take your time. All right, and we're going to go over the answers now. Now, remember, yours may look different than mine because I did as 1. So here's mine that I did, and you can see I made my title. I have my side length. I have all my headings there. So let's keep going. So as you can see, I left my chart that I just did from earlier. So now we're asking how many blades of glass were measured. Explain how you know. So I wrote there are 24 blades of grass. I know this because x equals 1 blade of grass. So what you're going to now do is tell me what is the length measured most frequently on the line plot. So which one comes up the most for your, and then you're going to tell me what the length is, because it asks that. It wants to know how many blades had this length. And then you're going to do this question right here. How many more blades of grass measured 2/3 inches than both 3 and 3/4 inches and 2 inches combined? So that's going to need to have some adding and subtracting. So take your time. I'm going to give you a little bit more time. Keep working. I will let you know when I'm about to pause, or let you pause if you need more time. All right, we're going to go over these answers now. So as you can see, I said for C, the length of the most frequently measured length was 2 3/4 inches, and there were 6 blades of grass at this length. Then I wrote, there are 4 blades measured at 3 3/4 and 2 inches combined, and there are 2 more blades of 2 3/4 inches. So we can see what all I had to do then was subtract, because if at 2 3/4 I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and at 3 3/4 I have 1, 2, 3, and 1 for 2. That is 4 when we add them. So I just said there are 4 blades measured at, which means there are 2 more at 2 3 inches, because 6 minus 4 equals 2. So this was actually our last problems for this lesson. So I hope you had fun learning how to do some data and read graphs. And I will see you tomorrow as we start our new module. So as always, stay safe, be smart, go for the gold, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow at 11. Bye.